Welcome, my devotees. There is so much for us in this universe. Have you realized universe is always supporting us or is working against us? Like this air, the wind, the sunlight, the nature, the plant, everything is always helping us. And there are times when there is tsunami and squall and thunder shower and hurricane and Betsy, they're all apparently working against us. So the universe, whether working or in favor or right now, we are making it work, begin to work, starting to against us. It depends. You will be surprised on us, on you and I, because we do not realize the power which is within us. Within us, this enormous power is got occluded, meaning it's got hidden under, behind a cloud. It's hiding, and the cloud is what we think, what we imagine, and what is our memory and the experiences that we call this world is. But this world is not that. Unfortunately, the education system that you and I have grown up with has been, for most of us, since 1650 century onwards, the British invented education system, which is curriculum driven, which is to make us obedient, make us to obey what we are told, and make us to remember things. And which are those things? Outside of us. Unfortunately, the Western art education, the British education, Her Majesty's education did not know about it, comprehend it, what is within us. So the universe which is within us is progressively got forgotten. And we put ourselves a name, a mask, a face, a body, a gender, man or a woman, boy or a girl, and our status and position and relationship with which we build our world. This, did you know that this mask, what we wear, is the mask in which we have been projected philosophically, is that we are always changing our mask, and it has got a name, and that is what the Greek and the Roman talked about. This, the philosophia, the philosophy, it came in. Now, the facade of the face is based on what? Based on what we think we are. I'll give you a little story to understand. We are holding on to things, what we think is correct. And that is because of our past experiences with which, think, if I say I'm an Indian, because of my memory. Supposing I am born and brought up in America and I'm an American, so I say because of my memory of being an American. So that's by my memory. My memory tells me I like this guy, I don't like this guy. He's always kind to me, so I love him. I love that girl. Why? Because she's always sweet and nice. I don't like this person. Why? Because he is indifferent to me. So it is all by the memory. This memory, let me tell you a little story, how we hold on to things. You know, there used to be a farmer who used to go on to the field every day, and he was alone. He didn't have any family, children, wife, mother, nobody. He was alone, living in his little hut, and he had a little bit of vegetable and fruits and rice. And though he used to close the doors, but those days, not so strong. I'm talking about little older. So, little earlier time. The monkeys would come and raid. And he tried to avoid, but one particular monkey, other monkeys got scared, but this monkey was too shrewd. And he would the, cannot be kept. The monkey was always kept coming. One day this farmer got really tired and he went to a senior monk in the mountain. The mountain monks are very wise. Every time we go down there for advice. So the monk smiled and said, okay, what you do, you have a little jar, heavy jar with glass, and top you don't put any cover, just leave it open. And you put whatever fruits, vegetables, put it inside, but in such a way the jar neck should be thin, so that you have to put your hand inside to take it out, and one at a time, and very carefully. Only human intelligence can do that, like that. So he said, but then I shouldn't cover the jar, I'm not protecting. He said, no, leave it open. He was surprised, but the farmer did that. Now the monkey came, farmer went for the farming, and monkey came, monkey put his hand inside and grabbed hold of the banana. And the moment he made a fist, he can't take his hand out. Hand is stuck. All he had to do is let go of the banana and bring his hand out. But he wouldn't let go of the banana. Farmer came back, monkey was struggling, trying to move the jar won't move. Nicely fixed. Monkey is screaming, farmer is beating him. But monkey won't let go of the banana. This is what has happened. What bananas are we holding? Are those impressions that we have. Our memory is what is taking us across like that. So our mind is, as per ancient India Sanskrit, Shankaracharya, it's saying our mind has got feelings, it has intellect, it has memory, and it has ego. 4 functions. And all these are developed onto a very special, based on our experiences of the current time, which is dependent onto the memory. We got a fantastic memory, but we progressively lost it because of early childhood onwards. Our memory has not been exercised. And as per the Western philosophy, 360 million, that 36 crore brain cells, brain neurons, generate every day in the baby's brain. But the beauty system of this nature, God's creation, is you need to give the baby those activities. 360 million, 36 crore bits of data, activity, action, stories, have to give it to the baby. Then the baby's brain neurons make synapses. Synapses become permanent. 2 neurons making connection makes a synapse. That's permanent. Cannot die. But neurons wean away if you do not give it data. If you absence of data, imagine a child is locked up in a house for 6 years, no parent, no teacher, nobody giving him data. He'll be like a vegetable, no? And if the baby is growing up in a jungle, he'll be like Tarzan or Mowgli. And if he's growing up in your maidservant's home, he'll be like a maidservant, or a loader, or a coolie, or a driver. And if he's growing up in your, my home, will be like you and me. Unless you and I have a different vision, and we give that data, and actively, charmingly, enthusiastically, with fun, with freedom, with absolute flexibility, we give them this data. Mind works on, therefore, memory, the experiences of the current time, memories of the past, and future is imagination. What you imagine, if you believe in your imagination, most powerful thing is the imagination what you have. And this is why most visionary advisors who is guiding us dream big, dream beyond your apparent potential, but believe in that and start working at it. Have you noticed how in our history, how simple people have created such gigantic things just by they believe in it? So start taking this lesson, believe in it, and start working at it. So everything in this world, the excellence, the general human excellence is coming to be a combination and understood to be a product of time and energy. It is the human excellence is understood to be a combination of time and energy. Now, time is continuously changing. If you do something nice, time is changing. Do something bad, time is changing. Do nothing, time is changing. If you're sleeping, time is changing. If you're waking up and just fooling around, playing around, time is changing. If you're happy, time is changing. If you're not happy and sad, angry, jealous, greedy, time is changing. Notice time is constant, but energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed, and it can change from one form to the other. It can change from your vision, imagination, that is awareness, it is energy of the consciousness. And we are going to talk about it from Vedantic point of view and also the ancient abstract Vedanta to the modern days absolute Nobel Prize winner 2022 is this world is not real. But the world perceives by your visualization. You need to observe. If you observe, the world will exist. So look at carefully. Wright brothers, they imagine they're going to fly. Nobody flew before them. But they dreamt. Even their father didn't believe. But you know what? They had a sister who was married to a rich earl in England. She believed in them and she supported them. And Wright brothers flew. Look at Thomas Alva Edison, greatest of inventor, 1093 inventions till today, patented again in his name. Nobody could ever believe. And you know, Thomas Alva Edison was called adult in his school days and he was thrown out of the school. So all these are, understand, is because of human consciousness, which is awareness, which is intelligence. So now, plant the seed of your vision in your meditation. Remember Mandukya Upanishad? We have four existences. All of us, all living and particularly human beings, because we have a fantastic imagination. Ants also have an imagination, but very little. Now, just imagine, think. We have four existences. One is awakened state, like right now. I hope I'm not putting you to sleep with my talk. Number two is dream sleep. Everybody dreams and sleeps. Number three is deep sleep. Even then awareness is there. Though you have no thoughts, no memory, no imagination, nothing. In deep sleep, everything has become silent. But you remember when you wake up from deep sleep that I had a wonderful sleep, isn't it? And that is because it is powered by awareness, consciousness. So this fourth state is awakened state, Jagrat, dream sleep state or Swapna, and deep sleep state or Sushupti, and Turiya, the fourth state or awareness or Chit or Chetana or consciousness, awareness. That awareness is the energy, and you and I need to plant that visualization and the meditation. Imagine you are being meditating and it is the waking state, dream sleep state, deep sleep state, and that light which is all around me is the consciousness. I am the light. I'm not this body. I'm not this name. I'm not the form, not the gender. I am the light. And plant that seed. Watch how beautifully the human excellence will emerge within you and me, can perform anything and everything. You know what has happened? Because of this Western education, we are unconscious of our consciousness. Just like a few full moon day will be coming up few days from now. Do you ever look at that moon and say, what beautiful sunlight? No. Why? We say, what beautiful moonlight. But you know that moon doesn't have its light. It's only the sunlight. But we are unconscious of the moon having sunlight. Theoretically, we all studied and know it, but we are not applying it in our regular day-to-day work. Now I want to touch upon is everything of our life is because of anxiety and fear gets spoiled. And we start imagining instead of planting into the consciousness, into that seed of the future, great thing ahead. What do? We are anxious, we are fearful. Why? Just think, we are fearful about not what is happening right now. We are fearful about future. Fear does not come from past. It is not future happening. You are anticipating something in the future. It is not past, it is not present, it is from the future. So what do? You imagine, what if that happens, what would I do? What if I go for it and it doesn't exist, what would I do? What will happen if that guy comes and asks me for this? It is not done it, haven't it? I think about it, imagine it. So what should you do? If that kind of thought comes, learn to rewrite over it. How can it happen? I'm honest, I'm truthful, I'm pure, I've done my paradigm shifting. I am not allowing. Remember one thing, fear is always about something which does not exist. It doesn't exist. It is not existent. It is imagination. Imagination you should utilize for bringing in good thing. Negative thing comes in your mind, cut it off, chop off its tail and just say, no place for you. Darkness cannot sustain in a beautiful, bright sunlight day in an open field. You have to have shadows to bring in darkness. So, continuing to understand that we must instill this belief that you are meant to be somebody great into our people, partner, children, friend. And 2024 is here with that great power for the brave-hearted. To make it understandable to you and me, a father who started working from village came down to town and working, and he goes back to the village. His son is growing up in the village, and now he is about 11, 12 years of age. Father come for a few days holiday and said, come son, I will take you for the nearest picture hall, somewhere little town ahead of the village. And he tells him, when I go down there, you will find a white screen, and the white screen will get pictures because on top of your head will light fall on it, and light will bring that picture. So don't be surprised when the white screen converts into Mahabharata and Arjuna, Yudhishthira and Krishna on the chariot. Now, just so happened coming from the village, the father and the son got a little late. And when they came, picture had already started. So boy did not see the white screen. They came and sat down, and the boy, 12-year-old, engrossed, totally awestruck by the picture, huge 78 mm. And for 10, 12 minutes, he's totally silent, quiet, awed. After some time, he realizes, suddenly remembers, father had said white screen. He said, hey dad. Dad said, what? He said, where is the screen? He said, there. Which one? There in front of you. Oh, you meant to say Krishna is the screen? No, behind him. He said, behind him is Arjuna standing. Arjuna is, no, behind him. Behind him is the chariot. No, behind him. Behind him are the soldiers. Kauravas, Pandavas, soldiers. No, behind that. Behind that are the sky. How is the father going to explain to the boy what is the white screen? Why? Picture is already started. You know what is yours and my confusion today? When we are born onto this earth, when our training started in the school days, our picture had already started. When we are born, picture had already started. And that's why you and I find that we are unconscious of our consciousness. Know it, become aware of it. This is called Jnana Yoga, this is called Vedanta. And once you do that, you will find that tremendous changes will come, and you will be aware of what is not real, and you will rest in what is real. Reality is your consciousness, is your awareness. Without that consciousness, awareness, you cannot see anything, hear anything, touch anything, taste anything, learn anything, eat, have fun, nothing. If I am unconscious, I cannot see you, hear you, talk to you. If I am in coma, the whole world vanishes for me. Know it. If you are in deep sleep, same thing. You do not know what is happening. So, to prove that, Alan Aspect and John Clauser and Anand Jellinger, 2022 3 Nobel Prize winners. And you know what was their topic on which they got the present? This world is not real. It becomes only real if there is an observer. So they found and proved it to the world. This world, what you say, this table, this sand, it's not real unless there is an observer. Unless I see my hand. And you recollect, the material world comes into existence as per the Nobel laureate, as per the latest of the quantum mechanics, is when observed. Like from Einstein time onwards. Observer came into play. You and I are observer. So, the same relationship today. If you truly want something, in your life, dream of it, witness it, visualize it, think of it, and it will crystallize. And this is what has happened to you and me. Any role you're playing today, just think of it. Heisenberg and Niels Bohr did that experiment. And that experiment is called Copenhagen interpretation in quantum mechanics. So, physical science and the ancient Vedanta, both are marrying today, merging today together. To give you an example, you have a little, Pulchari Diwali time. You've seen it is sparklers. But have you noticed children, even adults, they take it and do it like that. And have you noticed, it is only one sparkler, but that looks like a ring now. This is called that visual perception, which is actually an illusion. In other words, nothing is real unless it is perceived. Observer has to be there. What a paradigm shift. And this is what is great movie Avatar, in which the lady, the girl, sees that boy coming out, and at the end of it, and he's converting himself into that avatar. And the girl looks at him and says, I see you. Witness, observe. So, in very brief, quantum mechanics goes ahead and tells you that in the quantum mechanics called the observer effect, when someone is watching, there is an object, a particle. When no one is watching, there is no particle, there is only a wave. A light is a particle, light is also a wave. The scientists in the quantum mechanics found that if there is an observer, it is a particle. When you remove an observer, nobody is watching, particle becomes a wave. So light is both particle and wave. And I will tell you more about it on the Sunday. It's a wonderful experience. The particles behave just like a naughty, mischievous boy. When teacher or parent is watching, he's behaving well. When nobody is watching, he misbehaves or he has fun. In other words, particle becomes wave. The moment somebody looks at it, it becomes like a particle. do a little study, ask any question till Sunday. Oh.